All right, so if you're picturing the future of education as just, classrooms with fancier tablets, you're already missing the bigger picture. We're not just talking about a simple tech upgrade here. No. What's coming is a fundamental platform shift. Let's get into it.
And what we mean by that is a change so deep, so profound, that a whole institution, think about it, the brick buildings, the big lecture halls, the fancy diplomas, all of it can look exactly the same on the outside. But on the inside, its very reason for existence is just quietly evaporating. And that's what happens when the cost of intelligence itself just completely collapses.
So, if universities aren't just competing with other universities anymore, who's the new rival? What's the real threat? Well, it's something totally different, something that doesn't need a sprawling campus or ivy-covered walls at all.
Yep, an AI intelligence factory. Just try to picture that for a second. An entity that runs 24/7, never sleeps, speaks literally every language, and adapts instantly to every single student's needs. And get this, it gets smarter with every single question someone asks it. That is the new competition. And it's not built on prestige and history. It's built on pure computation and massive, massive scale.
Okay, so our first big idea is this fundamental platform shift. The best way to think about it is like a massive earthquake that just completely rearranges a city. The buildings, yeah, they might still be standing, but their purpose, how they connect to each other, their entire function has been changed forever. That's exactly what AI is doing to the whole world of learning right now.
And this gets right to the heart of it. It used to be that the really hard part was the how, learning the complicated software, mastering the technical skill, right? But now, you can just describe what you want in plain English, and a machine can whip it up for you. So the new challenge, the real challenge, isn't about technical skill anymore. It's all about strategic judgment, having a clear intention, and frankly, having good taste.
So that big platform shift, it leads us straight to point number 2, what we're calling the Great University Unbundling. See, for centuries, universities have had this amazing business model. They sold one single, very expensive package. But now, AI is coming in and just systematically pulling that package apart, piece by piece.
So what was in that package? What are universities really selling? Well, it's basically these 3 things, all bundled up tight. First, you get access to knowledge. Then, access to a network of talented people. And finally, you get a trusted credential. You had to show up in person for all of it, for the lectures, to meet the people, to get that piece of paper. It was a completely airtight model for a long, long time.
But look at how AI just dismantles this. For every single piece of that old bundle, AI now offers an alternative that's cheaper, faster, and way more personalized. Knowledge isn't scarce anymore. It's an infinite, super patient tutor in your pocket. Your network isn't just who's in your dorm. It's a global team you build projects with. And the credential? That 4-year degree is starting to look a little slow next to a dynamic, real-time portfolio that proves what you can actually do.
Okay, let's zoom in a bit, because this isn't just some abstract thing about big institutions. This is about you. It's about the individual learner. The idea of a personal AI tutor for literally everyone on the planet, that's not just a small improvement. It's a full-blown revolution in how we learn.
Seriously, think about it. A professor, even the most brilliant one, just can't do this for a class of 200 people. Can they tell exactly where you got confused on problem 7? Can they explain it to you 12 different ways without ever getting impatient? No way. But an AI tutor can. And maybe the most important thing of all, it completely eliminates that fear of asking a stupid question. It creates this perfectly safe space for you to just learn. And that, right there, is the absolute game changer. So much of learning isn't blocked by a lack of smarts. It's blocked by emotion, that fear of being judged, the anxiety of falling behind. When you take that fear away, millions, maybe billions of people are about to find out they weren't bad at math or bad at science. They were just in a system that didn't work for them. So the biggest revolution here, it's not going to be content. It's going to be confidence.
And this really does change everything. The university model is designed as a phase of life, right? You go in, you do your time for 4 years, and you come out. But AI makes a whole new model possible, a learning operating system. It's not something you do at the beginning of your life. It's something that's just always on, always running in the background, constantly updating, totally integrated into your work, your life, forever.
Okay, so this leads to a pretty big question. If an AI can spit out correct answers better, faster, and more reliably than any human, then what does it even mean to be educated in the first place? The definition itself has to change. The goalposts have moved. We have to move up the value stack. All those things that can be automated, memorizing facts, solving problems that have a clear answer, that stuff is becoming a commodity. It's cheap. The new value, the stuff that's uniquely human, is up here. Exercising your judgment, developing good taste, and this is the big one, framing brand new problems that no one's even thought to ask yet. Then you can let the AI help you solve them.
Bottom line is this. In a world that's drowning in instant answers, the human advantage is no longer about finding the answer. It's about choosing the right question. That ability to look at a messy, complex, real-world situation and ask the one question that cuts through all the noise, that becomes the most valuable skill in the world.
And that means the most important skill you can have isn't what you already know, it's your learning velocity. How fast can you learn something new, realize you're wrong, pivot, and build again? Because when the world is changing this fast, a static chunk of knowledge from 4 years ago isn't an asset, it's a liability. Real power comes from being able to learn, unlearn, and relearn constantly.
All right, so if the old university model is cracking at the seams, what's left? What does a university actually look like if it wants to survive this AI earthquake? And let's be clear, the answer is not just slapping an AI chatbot on the university website. It's about a fundamental change in mission.
The surviving university has to stop being a content provider and start being a high-trust environment. It has to stop selling prestige and lectures and start forging character and resilience. And it has to stop rewarding students for just reproducing old answers and start building people who can solve the messy, high-impact problems of the future.
The best metaphor for this new kind of university isn't a library, it's not a lecture hall, it's a crucible. A place of intense heat and pressure where things are transformed. It's an environment where you're pushed, you're tested on real problems with real stakes. A place where you learn how to fail, and more importantly, how to get back up. That's where real character gets forged.
And that's why this crucible idea is so vital, because it focuses on the things AI simply can't replace. True human belonging, real, messy collaboration, figuring out the ethical framing of a problem, forging character through actual struggle. And AI can give you a million options, but it can't give you a sense of purpose. That is the space where the university of the future has to live. So all of this leaves us with one final, very personal question. If an AI could teach you anything, if it could build anything you describe or explain any concept perfectly, what would you choose to become? In a world where the machine can generate all the hows, the real question is about your what and your why. And whatever your answer is to that question, well, that's your new curriculum.